What's up? Welcome back to another video here on the FanTC Podcast Network YouTube channel. We are going to take a second. We're going to recap the U.S. Open just a little bit, and then we'll flip over to the first day of the Travelers. I got my matchup set up, so should be a pretty good week. We'll see. We'll talk about how we finished, on the U.S. Open and everything like that. But let's go ahead and actually just jump right down into it. Obviously, if you can share, like, subscribe, all the good stuff. Appreciate it. But let's go ahead. Obviously, Wyndham Clark took home the U.S. Open. I obviously was not expecting that. I bet on Ricky to beat Wyndham in the head-to-head matchup on Sunday. So Wyndham got the best of me. Honestly, when you come out on Sunday and you hit the ball as well as he did, and you have a short game like Phil Mickelson, and you putt decently well, you're going to go ahead and probably win a major championship. He had all of his game going, and it was a lot of fun to see. Beat Rory out, the only person to beat Rory in the field. Obviously, Roy took second. Um, Obviously, you had Scotty took third. Cam Smith had a good Sunday. Ricky kind of came back. I believe he finished fifth. That kind of sucked. I don't want to say that Ricky kind of choked it, but he definitely did not play his best on Sunday when it mattered the most. So that was a little hard to see. But again, congrats to Wyndham. A great U.S. Open. Played a phenomenal golf on Sunday to go ahead and take it home. Obviously, it was an even par. Even par is what he needed on Sunday, and that's what he came home with. And it's like I said, it was good to see. Love to see it. Let's go ahead and go over the Sunday picks real quick. I'll go ahead and recap how we finished up over there. So, at the U.S. Open, Russell Henley against Cam Young with the plus odds. I did end up winning that. That was the only head-to-head matchup I won on Sunday, which was very rough. I lost the Fitzpatrick bet, I lost the Hideki bet, and I lost the Ricky Fowler bet. Harris English and Dustin Johnson tied, I believe, at a couple over par, so that one ended up pushing. Overall, for the U.S. Open, we came in down 1.5 units. So obviously need to go ahead and get right at the Travelers. And then overall, we Cam Smith was our pick for the U.S. Open. He obviously did not win, so we are 0 for 3 on picking the majors this year. Need to make sure we lock in our pick for the Open Championship. See if we can keep the streak going. Where I picked one, I believe it was 2 years in a row, possibly three, but I know two for sure. And then let's go ahead and jump on over. We got the Travelers Championship this week. Up there in Hartford, Connecticut, it's supposed to be rainy tomorrow. Obviously, these guys are going all the way from LA to Hartford, Connecticut, so it's going to be a pretty, probably a little bit of jet lag, pretty long flight. Obviously, change of time zones, sleep schedules, probably all going to be a little bit off for these guys. So a lot of the guys that I'm picking here are guys that I think are, you'll see Shane Lowry, Fitzpatrick, European guys are used to playing in weather constantly. And guys that are just grinders, they're going to grind out pars, they're going to make some birdies. The championship score here is on average 15 under, but we've seen it as high as 20. Usually it goes between 13 and 17. So, there's a good chance that we're seeing, you're going to have to shoot 3-4 under par each round or have a really good round at some point. And I think all of these guys can do that. So Keegan Bradley versus Harris English. I'm going to go Keegan Bradley at minus 105. When I ran it through the model said Keegan should be the favorite, and Harris English was a minus 115. So just a slight favorite. I'm going to go ahead and ride with Keegan. Coming off, I believe, a missed cut. He should, obviously be well rested, whereas Harris English should have two more tough rounds at LACC. So I hope Keegan can pull out that one. Xander versus Patrick Cantlay, the battle of friends. I'm going to go Xander at minus 105. Same thing here. Patrick Cantlay is a slight favorite. Model came back saying Xander should be the favorite. I also like Xander this week quite a bit. I think this could be one that he wins. Obviously, he's come up very close in a lot of majors and very close as of recently. And I think this is the week that Xander gets it done. I think Xander would be my pick, or is my pick to win this week at the Travelers Championship. Shane Lowry versus Max Homa. For me, Max Homa's coming off a disappointing week. I know he had a miscut, so he's technically going to be well rested. But, he has kind of teetered, on and off about potentially being good, or just being kind of having average weeks, and he's kind of leaning more average of recently. If you look at the past 36 rounds between these guys, the model's going to tell you to go Max Homa. That's kind of including his end of last year, beginning of this year, whenever he was really hot. And when you look at just the past 24, just the past 12, it's leaning Shane Lowry by quite a bit. So as of recent form, you got to take Shane Lowry at the plus money, plus 105. Matt Fitzpatrick and Tony Finau. Very similar story here to my first two bets. These two are pretty evenly matched up. Actually, they're dead even. The model thinks that Fitzpatrick should be a pretty good favorite over Tony Finau, especially in the conditions that I have set. So I like Matt Fitzpatrick as well. He's a grinder. I think that he can go out there and play very well this week. He obviously finished decently at LACC in his title defense. So I think Fitzpatrick is just a guy that you can constantly bet on, and you're always going to probably end up just a little bit positive. John Rahm versus Ricky Fowler. John Rahm is a minus 140. Ricky is plus 120. I feel like this is the betting market's really just trying to get people to bet on Ricky plus money coming off a really good week. John Rahm, clearly the better player. I think if roles are reversing, Ricky's top 20 kind of player last week and John Rahm's in contention. John Rahm's probably a minus 170, 175 favorite over Ricky Fowler. So I just think there's a little bit of value there. The model definitely agreed with me. They thought that John Rahm should be a much, much bigger favorite. So that is what I'm going to roll with. So those are my 5. Like I said, we're going to look to get back into the plus money. We're obviously coming off a U.S. Open where started off with a little bit of an L, but that's okay. We will get right back to it. Again, like, comment, subscribe, share with anybody that you can. Appreciate it. Peace out.